This time we have defensive lineman Eddie Vesterinen. Questions for Eddie? Great.
So Eddie, obviously the rivalry, you've been a part of this longer than anybody. So what was your concept of what a college rivalry was like when you first came to the United States, and what's the intensity of this one been like since you've played in it?
Well, before I came, I think imagined about rivalries. I think about like a next town rivalry, maybe like a same town, like anything I've seen in movies. High school rivalries. But since I've been here, experienced a real rivalry. There's just something different about it. There's something. Just as soon as you step out the bus on a game day, you see how excited fans are. And there's a lot more energy in the air, and it's hard to describe.
So how can a guy from Finland be mad at people from Pittsburgh? You have to kind of, you know what I mean? You got the rivalry, West Virginia. Obviously, you learned about how the fans interact. I mean, what do you know about Pitt other than just the game that you played?
Well, I used to host a recruit. He's from Germany. He played online, and I had him here for official visit, and he ended up going to Pitt. I know. I've been to Pittsburgh, the city, many times, and throughout the years, you kind of build, a knowledge about the team, and and about how your fans feel about the team, and it's hard to describe. You got to be in it to understand what it really means. And I think throughout these years, I definitely know what this game means.
The first time you played against them, as soon as you got in the game, were you aware that it was a rivalry?
Yeah, it was at their stadium.
Yeah.
I think it was 22 season. Yeah, that was part of the. I was so excited because it was an NFL stadium. The place was sold out. I think we made a record of how many fans were in a Pittsburgh sporting event, and like just the loudness. That's everything I've ever wished for in a one game. Just like being, that was just an unbelievable moment, and after that I craved more. Like I want to be in those situations more.
The last thing, describe the emotions of leaving the field after a tough loss and having to feel that part of the game.
It's hard, it's definitely, it's hard to describe. It means a lot more. It means a lot more for the fans. It's definitely intense. I would say that.
Being from Europe, you probably grew up around a lot of soccer culture. How does the pageantry of college football, and in particular a rivalry like the Backyard Brawl, compare to the big rivalries and the atmosphere at the big soccer games, the professional soccer games in Europe?
I think it's very close. I think that's like the most close you can ever get, because in Europe the soccer teams, they usually have fans out there, like they meet up and fight before the soccer games, and I don't understand why, but the energy is there. Like it's not like our fans fight, of course, like fighting is bad and shouldn't be done, but the energy, is the same, and it's definitely as close as you can get to like a European soccer rivalry, a big time league. Yeah.
Did you reach out or anything you can share on conversations with Jaheim and even Jaden about now they're going to deal with being out for the year, especially Jaden, who dealt with it last year, because you've experienced having a season ripped away off an injury and maybe know the emotions they're going through?
I definitely understand the emotions they're going through. Talk to Bray a little bit. Just because I've been in the same place before, and all you can do is just live in the moment and keep your head up, and just every day try to improve. Every day, just don't. You can never quit. You can never lose your motivation, because you get to play football for a very short time, and you can always be tested. You never know what's gonna happen, and you'll eventually, you just need to grind through these hard times, and just because you can never know how, he's a great player. Everyone, the injuries, you can always overcome injuries, if you're really tough enough, for that.
You've got a lot of new teammates. How do you sort of teach them about what this rivalry means and get them ready for Saturday?
I mean, it's a lot more, talk about the history, it's really hard to teach, because as soon as you step off the bus, there's no teaching, because here I remember 23, we're stepping off the bus. It's a home game, you could barely get in the stadium because the man trip was just getting smaller and smaller to get through to the stadium, and you don't really need to teach anything at that point, You can't understand what's going on.
You missed the game last year.
Yeah,
What was that like?
not very fun, to be honest. Yeah,
You were on the sideline,
I was watching it from Morgantown on the TV.
and do you feel you got some making up to do, or
I'm definitely excited to play. It's fun to play in rivalry games. There's a lot of good energy, and I'm really excited.
Any rivalries in Helsinki, Finland? Who would you have considered a rival?
Russia, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. We have in Finland while I was playing, I used to be part of the junior national team, and our rivalries used to be Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. So who's the best team out of the northern countries? And that was kind of in Finland, we always have our little rivalry going on with Sweden because, we're so close to each other, and, I feel like we could maybe compare to that one.
Did you lose to Sweden at all in those games?
It was a back and forth battle, but I've beat them many times.
Going back to that first game against Pitt, anything remarkable about the first play or plays in that game that maybe led you to think that, wow, this is a little bit different than some of the other games we play?
Well, at the end of the day, it's a game. It's the same game as you've been playing. But it's just the outside noise. It's the loudness. It's the people being amped up. At the end of the day, it's the same game as always, and you do your job, do your assignment, and prepare it the same way as you would for any other game.
Eddie, how did it compare going up there to play the game versus playing it here?
How did it compare? I mean, to be honest, I think our fans travel there pretty well, so we have a lot of support there, and I mean, of course, it's awesome to play that game at home, and they're gonna have their fans here too. Both supporters. I just like both states. I like playing at home too. Way more than away games.
Okay, thank you very much, Eddie.
Thank you.